Subfloor day! I'm so excited to finally be building. Here is the lumber we're working with. Most of it is reclaimed. There's a couple of pieces of new stuff in here. These suckers are expensive right now. Salvaging as much wood as I can. We got our workstation set up here in our garage. A little over 2 years ago, I built out a 19-foot van with my partner at the time, and I learned to do a lot of carpentry stuff like this, but with another person. It's guidance. So this is fun. I'm my own boss now. I'm learning a lot. 48 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh goodness. We're just working on framing out the floor right now. That's step one. Project's liquid nails does not destroy insulation. Yeah, not perfect. Here we are. This is where the stove is gonna go. We're just laying the foam. It is day 2 of laying the subfloor, and here's where we're at. Our 7.5 rated insulation, and we're covering all of the gaps with Reflectix tape. We have the general outline of the bus kind of plotted on the ground. These pieces of wood are liquid nailed and then screwed down to the plywood that is the actual floor of my school bus. And then we're laying this on top, and we're gonna lay another piece of plywood to finish it off. We did not actually make everything like perfectly square. Because of that, we have to cut all of our insulation pieces in like really funky shapes. The whole thing is kind of like a jigsaw. Nope. One side is skinnier than the other.
Let's go like this.
Weekends so far have kind of been the warrior days because my mom is not working and I have a second set of hands, which is extremely useful. It's time to put the plywood in. Almost. OSB. Is this OSB? Yeah. OSB. We're setting up the circular saw. We are using 9/16 board. Okay, I'm gonna say it again so we can cut that. We are using 9/16 OSB board for the floor. Piece number 1 is getting cut.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun. More work than we originally planned, as everything goes in the bus, but it's going well. My hands are getting beat up. I'm literally learning like everything as I go. This is a very old drill, And luckily our neighbors offered to let us use this one, so I'm just gonna swap see-doozy. We got this, oh. It's funny, I just kind of started doing things to get it done, and this has like its whole own attachment, and I just like pieced apart this one. Cool. So I'm going to attack the rust that's still left on the walls, as well as the white spots that are kind of all over the walls. This is the biggest rust stain that I have, but this is the white stuff I speak of. This is what I'm doing. I'm just going through and sanding all of that white stuff away. Look at how much prettier that looks. Very important to cover your face and your eyeballs when doing these kinds of things. Vlog and realized that I never actually finished filming my subfloor episode. So here's the subfloor. This is how it turned out. These 2 sheets of OSB, which I have filmed already putting in, and then a lot of the wood in this area is actually just salvaged from Facebook Marketplace, other people's projects, and then they throw up free wood. So up here you can see I put down some big industrial screws to put the stove onto eventually, once the stove is ready. I've also found a stove that I'm gonna get, so I'm preparing for that, which is very exciting. Although right now it's like 102 degrees outside, and the last thing I can think about is putting in a wood burning stove. We're just working on the windows now.
I've also been learning how to use a GoPro recently, and not always successfully, filming my videos that way. But basically, sometimes the GoPro will not catch the sounds, and so I'll do a whole explaining video and then realize in the editing process that you can't hear me at all.
So I'm just gonna explain really fast this whole back wall situation. This is what was actually step 1, and that is to create square corners so that the wood would fit in. When the wall was in, it created a curved corner like this. So I had to cut the wall off, at least on the bottoms. I decided to just go all 4 because the insulation is still in there, and that's pretty nasty stuff. We cut this with a metal grinder and moved on with the project. This is 1.5 inches thick, just the size of the insulation, and then 8/16 OSB and plywood making the floor. So this part of the floor is just under 2 inches thick, but then it is all on top of that original piece of plywood that creates the floor because there's no metal. So it is nice not having wheel wells, I gotta say, but I did lose a little bit of headspace